What up?
All right, I'm gonna hop into the intro because we ain't got time to waste. Cause we got a special guest coming on tonight. So you already know who it is. It's Eric Shelton. You know, your current men's physique York Cup champion. On the other side, we got Jamal. Yeah, two-time York Cup champion. But we got a big show tonight, y'all. I'm pretty sure y'all done saw the promotion, but we got a hitter on the show tonight, and we got to give him his props because he's has been hot, super hot. Hot. So, of course, if y'all saw the promo leading up to the show, y'all know we have a guy who I think just went pro last year. I think after that, I think he's undefeated, if I'm not mistaken.
He went pro at Chesapeake last year.
Yeah.
And yeah, he done I think 3 or 4 pro shows already.
Yeah. Hey, what's the saying we made it last year? Knocking heads off. Hey,
Knocking heads off.
that's what he's been doing. But we had to bring him on. We had to reach out to him because I think he did something that I haven't seen done yet this weekend. He went 2 for 2.
We'll
And
let him tell it though.
we'll let him tell it.
We'll let
We'll
him
let him
tell
tell it. We don't want to take still all the shine. So bring him to the stage. We got Flex Gawd or Dereck, if y'all know his real
it.
name. Let's bring him to the stage. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? Thanks for having me. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey,
Hey man, thank you for joining us, man.
Of course.
I hope we
Of course.
spoke you up enough. I hope that was good enough. You know, we ain't have a full intro, but I hope we talked enough about
No, it was perfect, man. It was perfect. It was perfect. I wouldn't change anything.
gotcha.
So man, go
So
ahead and tell the people who you are, man.
All right. So my name is Dereck Fleury. I'm 33 years old. I live in Deptford, New Jersey. So that's in the southern part of New Jersey. Um, I'm just a regular guy that also body builds. I got a wife. I got 2 kids that are 2 and 4. I got your standard 9 to 5, and then I also lift weights and.
uh, we
We
heard you
didn't
say
catch
you
that last
hit
part.
the last part after you lift weights.
Sorry.
For those,
Sorry. Yeah, somebody was calling me, but yeah, outside of that, I lift weights, step on stage, and show out. That's what I do.
Show out and knocking people's heads off, man.
gotcha. Well, we're gonna jump into it because me and Jamal was both at the show where you went pro, and I ain't gonna lie, dude. Like I've been told I got a baby face, but dude, I thought you was about 26, 27. Like I was like, this dude is young. I was like, where he come from? Like, where's this dude coming from? But I think the thing that like that you get so much attention for is every time somebody describes you, like this dude is huge, this dude is big. Like that's all they say. You know, that's what they love to say about men's physique guys in the C class. They be like, yo, these guys are huge. But what do you think attributes to your success so fast and so early since last year?
I mean, to be honest, so if you know me, I'm really a happy-go-lucky guy. You know what I mean? I'm never one to get super competitive. Like I'm competitive, obviously, but I'm never one to look at the man to my left and look at the man to my right and be like, oh my God, I gotta beat him. Oh my God, I gotta beat him. I'm just having fun. Honestly, I'm just having fun and I just continue to have fun and I try to make sure that I'm always having fun because when I stop having fun, that's when I think I'll start to, get some losses or lose some success. So I just kind of am going along for the ride and enjoying it, and it's been pretty good so far. So
Absolutely. So I talked to David last year, and if I'm not mistaken, we was talking about you actually, and David told me that you was about to do classic. Is there any truth to that? And then you switched to men's physique, and if there is any truth to it, why did y'all decide to go the men's physique route instead of the classic route?
so you know growing up, so I've always been an athlete for the most part, right? Like I grew up playing basketball. Always been one of the skinnier guys. I moved into bodybuilding after I got some really bad tendonitis in my knees. Couldn't really jump around and run around. So I got into weightlifting, and I've been weightlifting for 10 years. Near the tail end of me weightlifting, playing around with it, everyone kept saying like, "Oh, you should step on stage, you should do a show, you should bodybuild, you should make it official. And finally, when I did decide to do that, um, obviously I was gravitated towards like the C bums and the rough diesels and those guys. And I was like, this is what I want to do. I never wanted to be frank, I never wanted to be attributed with men's physique because folks always said, "Oh, those guys have no legs, or they don't train the bottom part of their bodies." And I'm like, "Well, I do. I do. I train my legs. I also train the top part of my body." So when I first went to David, I was like, I want to do classic. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I don't have the biggest wheels, but I feel like my wheels are okay. And they can they'll be able to do all right in that division. So that's what we first went with. We just said, let's do classic, let's train like we're going to do classic. And as I started to cut down, because everybody has a body part that takes the longest to like get shredded, right? Some people it's their back, some people it's their core. Mine was my legs, so my legs weren't catching up as fast as my upper body. So coach was kind of like, when you send check-in photos, you have to do your poses, right? So I'm doing the classic poses. And he said, "Hey, next check-in, try to do some men's physique poses." I said, "All right, no big deal, whatever." And as I started to do that, he was like, "I really like the way you're posing. I really like the way it looks. Like, what do you think about doing men's physique?" At the time, I was having difficulty really capturing and grasping the classic poses. So I said, "All right, that's fine. You know what? Let's just go to men's physique. I'll just do that for a little bit, and then once I'm able to master some of the classic physique poses, I'll transition over to classic physique." But that's long gone now. You know what I mean? That's long gone. I kind of got really good at men's physique, really started to embrace it, and the rest is history. I don't know. That's how it started, and this is where we're at.
Okay.
Okay. And we didn't know this exact statistic. We should have did our research department was lacking this weekend. So how many pro wins do you have so far?
So pro wins, I have 4. Total wins, I have 5. So I have the original Chesapeake win where I turned pro. And then from there, I have 4 pro wins. So I won the Tampa Natural OCB. Then I did that, and that was the last show I did last year. And then this season, I did the AMBF Nationals. Won that show last week. And this past weekend, I did OCB No Gear on Saturday, and then I did the USBF Showtime Classic yesterday and won that. So 4 shows total. 4
So take us through that, man, because that's freaking nuts. So just for the people that's at home that don't understand what you just said, you competed Saturday and you won a pro show. Y'all got on the road that night, drove down to Florida, and that Sunday you competed in another pro show and you took that one home too. What was the thought process behind that?
I mean, I'm still trying to understand it myself and figure out how we were able to accomplish that, honestly. So we weren't going to do either of these shows first, to be honest with you, to be frank. You know what I mean? Like we were aiming for shows later in the year. So we started prep up. I was moving along a little faster than we anticipated, and I was in a good spot. So, coach, Dave was like, "Hey, what do you think about this show? What do you think about these shows?" These were other like OCB shows. I said, I don't know. I really don't know. Then Showtime Keith reached out to David and said like, "Hey, I got this show that I'm promoting. Do you want any of your athletes to be in it?" And that's when David had shouted to me. He said, "Hey, here's this show that's in Jacksonville on a Sunday. I have a couple of athletes that are doing no gear. Do you want to do it? I think you're ready. I think we could get you ready." And I said, "Why not? So I'll fly out to no gear with you guys, support, and then we'll all head down to the Showtime Classic." He had a couple of other athletes that had kind of dropped out of no gear, so he wanted to make sure he had some men's physique guys. And he said, like, "Hey, what do you think about doing no gear also?" And we kind of just had the mentality where we were like, like don't ask permission, ask forgiveness, kind of close your eyes and just click it and let's just try it. So we signed up for no gear, and we said, F it, we'll sign up for no gear, we'll do no gear. We were looking for flights to fly out of Carolina to go to Jacksonville, but he also had female athletes that were competing. You know how for those who'd be there later in the night. And the last flight that left Greensboro was at 8. So there was probably going to be like no way for him to watch his athlete, coach his athlete, and then us make it to the airport to fly to Jacksonville. So we said, let's just get a rental. You know what I mean? Like when you're done, let's get a rental. Let's drive down. It's about 6.5 hours, 7-hour drive, and we'll make it. And we'll make it happen. So that was really it. So we just said we're gonna do both shows. We'll train for it, and we'll make sure we keep the peak right from Saturday to Sunday, and we'll see what happens. So flew out to No Gear, competed in that, won that. He had his athlete go on around the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock hour. And they didn't really finish until 8 o'clock, 8:30. So after that, she was going to be the only athlete that was left in the Airbnb that they had. So he was like, "Hey, I have to go out with her, celebrate. She wants to have a burger. You know what I mean? Just celebrate." So we're probably not going to hit the road to Jacksonville until 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So he said, "You go to the house, you freshen up, you make whatever additional meal prep that you need to make, pack the car up. So as soon as I get back to the house, we could shoot down." He didn't get back to the house until 11:30 at night. So we really didn't leave Greensboro until 11:30, 12 o'clock. But we were all exhausted. We were tired, but we said, for a second, I was like, "Hey, do you want to back out of the show?" I want to make sure that I'm bringing the best package that I have, and I don't think I'll bring the best package if I'm, stressed out and not sleeping. We got this long drive, and he's like, "Man, we're not backing out of the show. We're gonna make it. We're gonna do it." So packed the car up, got on the road around 12. I said, "Hey guys, you guys, go." It was Dave and then one of our other teammates. I said, "You guys sleep. My adrenaline is still pumping. I'll drive. I'll drive most of the way." So I think I drove about 4.5 hours, doing 100 to 110 miles an hour, pitch black, flying. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the arrival time, cut back 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm trying to shave off as much time as possible so I can have that break between shows. So we're driving. About 2 hours left in the ride. I was like, "All right, guys, I'm done. I'm tapped out. I need to take a nap." So I switched with the other athlete. So we're driving. I start to take a nap, and then we pull over on the side of the highway. And I wake up and I'm like, "What's going on? Why are we stopping?" Apparently, we ran out of gas. They didn't realize that the gas light was on. So we ran out of gas. It's maybe 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. So we're trying to figure out what are we gonna do? How do we solve this issue? So we're trying to get Ubers, we're trying to get Lyfts. Finally, an Uber driver came. We were talking to the Uber driver, and he said, "Hey, can we come with you to go to the nearest gas station so we can get some gas, put it in the car so we go?" And then he said, "We only want one person. I only want one person to come. Only need one person to come." And we said, "Why?" "Because you said only one person needs to come." So me and Dave are looking at each other. I get in the car and Dave is kind of scared because he's like, "I don't know if they're going to kidnap Dereck. I don't know what's going on." So as soon as I got in the car, he was like, "Yo, share your location, make sure you're all right." But everything kind of worked out. I was talking to the Uber driver. I told him what the situation was. We went to the gas station. We got a little canister, filled it up with gas. He brought me back to the car. We filled the car back up, went to the Airbnb that we had, and it must have been 7 o'clock, 7:30. So we're bringing everything inside. They're recoding me with tan, doing poses. I'm stepping on the scale. Dave is peeking me, trying to make sure I'm at the correct stage weight. And we get back in the car by 8 o'clock, shoot over to the venue by 8:30. I'm on stage by 9, and then by 10:30, I'm holding up the trophy. So it was
First
crazy.
play.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was surreal. It was, it was an experience, but I wouldn't change it, any other way.
All right. So out of the two shows you done on this weekend, No Gear, what was the better out of the two, right?
I'm not even gonna answer that, man. I'm not gonna answer that. Both of them were amazing put together shows. Both of them had phenomenal athletes. Every show that I go into, I always look at like the competition. I'm like, I'm not gonna win this. Like, there's no way. Like, these guys look phenomenal. You know what I mean? Like, these guys always look phenomenal. Both shows. But yeah, both shows were put together amazing. I have no qualms or issues or anything with either the OCB show or the USBF show. So I'll leave it at that.
Hey, you see what shirt he wearing though? That's all that matters. But no, let me stop. So,
Hey, right.
I mean, I can go get the other shirt right now. You know what I mean? No.
hey, you know, we just like to dabble in the mess a little bit. But I tried to forewarn you, but you knew it was coming. So all I'm saying is there was some promo that's out there right now about a certain someone who I guess declared war. Like we said, we don't have to go into detail. So how do you feel about that?
I was ready, man. I was excited. He kind of like lit a fire like under, my butt, lit a fire under my coach's butt. It's funny because this individual, who shall not be named, tagged me in those posts, like hidden tags. You know how like they tag you behind like the video or something? So he tagged me, and then Dave was like, look at your Instagram. Go look at your Instagram. so I looked at the Instagram. I saw the video. I said, oh, okay. So I DM'd this person back, and I just said, hey, man, just be careful what you wish for. You know what I mean? Be careful what you wish for. And I left it at that, So who knows? Maybe we'll see the stage together this year, and we'll battle it out.
So the person y'all don't want to name is Marcus Harris. Marcus, my boy. Of course, I know you too. So hey, it's friendly competition. There ain't no real beef behind the scenes or anything like that. It's friendly competition. But yeah, Marcus is coming out this year. He took that year-long hiatus, and he
did, man.
You must be something if Marcus is calling you out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that should speak volumes for itself right there, man.
Appreciate it. And again, just like you said, like it's no real beef. Like it's all love.
Yeah.
Like even after I said that, like, we had said like, it's all love. We love this competitive nature. We love to bring this type of energy to natural bodybuilding. You know what I mean? Like this is what's good for the leagues. This is what's good for the industry. So it's fun, man. It's all fun and games.
The question is, are we going to get that matchup at Presidential this year, or y'all going to make us wait until September? That's the question.
I don't know, man. We're just going to have to wait and see. Only time will tell, man. Only time will tell.
Oh, man.
Only time will tell. But whenever we do, and we will, eventually match up, it'll be an amazing battle.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to step on stage with some of these greats. So, we'll just wait and see.
I was about to say, I'm looking at even some of the shows you did, and like I said, my other question was, how did you manage to win an AMBF show?
the AMBF one?
Because I know me and Kyle both tried to win an AMBF show, and it just, and I love Kent, but like I said, that show, we haven't cracked the AMBF ranks yet, but you were able to do it, man. And I think both of us was kind of told we were too big at that time. So then I was just like, all right now, what we doing?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. I have no idea. Like we reached out to Kent and we said, hey, like I think it was even after the cutoff, and we said like, hey, do you have any slots? Do you need anyone to join? And he said, yeah, no problem, come and join. I don't know if he knew who I was, maybe, or didn't. I have no idea. But he said, sure, fill out the form, sign up and register. And we were able to get out there and start to kick off the season in the right direction. So, and it was a good, it was a great put together event as well. The athletes there were fun. They were great. Kent is a good sport. But yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. He just allowed me to do it, and we did it. So,
I love Kent. Kent's a good dude. What you got, Jamal?
Hey, so basically, you posted. Did you post it this morning or yesterday? And I commented on it. Collect them all.
Oh, with the Thanos,
Yeah,
picture.
yeah. So Hey, I got you right here. So, is that your plan this year? Just to run the gauntlet? You're gonna go across the board and just try to collect everything?
Hey, like I said, the pan is hot. You know, if the pan is
Okay.
hot, we're gonna keep cooking. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think out of the 3 shows, the last show we did decide to do was no gear. But once I won the AMBF one, and then we decided, to do no gear. I kind of was like a personal goal was like I want to get the trifecta. I want to get the AMBF, the OCB, and the USBF wins. You know what I mean? As like a personal little goal of mine over the next couple of weeks. So that's why we kind of did it. But yeah, man, like I mean, if the pan is hot, I'm just gonna try to run the gauntlet and see like how far it could take me, without burning out. Without
Absolutely.
burning out. So, I'll be doing a couple more shows, probably potentially, and then from there, I don't know.
All right.
It's
And you don't have to answer this
basically
question.
whatever Dave, thinks it's best. But we definitely want to, keep going while the pan is hot. So.
Got you. And you don't have to answer this question if you want to, because I don't want anybody to think like we're throwing shade at any other competitors out there. But you competed with OCB, USBF, and ANBF. Is there a difference in the competition, like competition-wise, between the organizations when it comes to like the people that you're stepping on stage with?
No, like every org, every league has hitters. You know what I mean? They all have hitters, and the way each org is, they have their own kind of flair. Like the AMBF, like I would say, is more like home roots, like blue collar, but those guys like work hard. OCBF is like very professional, very kind of like executive suite type level of organization, and USBF kind of has like this flair and this swag. But with that said, all of their athletes are like top tier. Don't underestimate any one league. You know what I mean? And it's fun, and I like that too because it kind of keeps you on your toes. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
you can't go into an AMBF show thinking that it's like an OCB show and participating in it and competing in it as if you're an OCB athlete. You really have to like kind of change your mindset to compete as if you were in AFBF. Same thing with USBF. Same thing with the OCB. So there's no one league that I've competed in so far that I would say is better or worse. All of them have their strengths, and it's been fun so far.
And I guess we're gonna call it an episode there.
Oh,
might
no,
have to,
no, I got one more question. Hey, if
hold
you
on.
don't got nothing else, I got one more question.
I'll come back after you. Go ahead, go.
So, you on Team Nonstop, right?
Nonstop.
Do you consider yourself the top dog on that team right now? Are you the top dog?
No. Look, the team, like I even told the team this yesterday. I gave them a nice, like, heartfelt message. Like, I want to be where I am today in this sport without Team Nonstop, right? Without David, without all those folks on the women's
Absolutely.
side and on the men's side. So I attribute, all of my wins to them. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't really me. Like, sure, I did the work. I'm the one who's doing the cardio, et cetera, et cetera. But like, without their support, without their motivation, without the DMs and the pings and me going to the gym and them pushing me and all of that, I wouldn't be able to be where I'm standing today. So every single win that I have, they have. So there's really like no top dog because we're all top dogs. You know what I mean?
Great answer, man.
Team Nonstop is what has all the wins, not Dereck Fleury or Flex Gawd. You know what I mean? So
love the answer, man. I love it.
Where the trophies at?
You said what?
Where are the trophies at?
So they're in the mail. Come so it's funny because I didn't really anticipate me having so much success, right? So all the trophies that I had last year, they were in the closet. I hadn't put them up. There was TBD when we were going to set up like a little wall. And my wife, while I was away, because she couldn't come to these shows, actually started to like make a little like shrine wall for me back here. So you start to see more trophies come up as they come. But the trophies that I won this weekend are in the mail. UPS coming on Wednesday. So next time we chat, this will be a little more full. Hopefully it'll look kind of like your guys' back there. I got a long ways to go for that one.
Gotcha. Well, I asked this question pretty much now. It's kind of a standard, but for someone who has had instant success, what would you say to any amateur, or I mean, if you want to shout out any pros or say to any pros that you may have to cross paths with, or that's even just coming up in the ranks, do you have any words of encouragement or words of motivation even for any of them?
Yeah, man. For me, I would just say at the end of the day, remember, you're only competing with yourself, right? Like, you just want to be better than you were yesterday. You want to be better than you were your last show. The moment you start looking to the left of you and the right of you and starting to compare yourself with these guys, is when you start to get into your head too much, and you'll eventually start to lose success. You know what I mean? I feel as though when I start to do that, that's when you might start to see me lose. You know what I mean? I've always just competed with myself. I've continued to just have fun with it. Stayed humble. Never expect that you're going to win any show outright. And yeah, just continue to compete with yourself and get better. Get 1% better every day.
Got it. And just like that, y'all, we appreciate you. We know you still got a long season. Trust and believe we'll be watching, following it every step. And I'm pretty sure after this interview, everybody else will be watching. We appreciate you for coming on. But until next Tuesday, y'all, we out.
All right. See you guys. Thank you for having me. Have a good one.